Okay, I'm adding a few more people. So let's start. Hi, sorry? Yeah, okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Laura, and together with my colleague, David, we are going to present you the basics of marketing, the 101. Like if you never had any interaction with marketing, this should give you the idea of where to start and what to do, the first steps. Just a little bit about myself. If you never talk with me, I do have more than 10 years of experience in marketing, ranging from startups to big companies like Procter & Gamble and IKEA. And a few years ago, I started mentoring small businesses. And this is when I realized that even now, with all the resources that we have on the internet, you would think, oh, it's so easy for people to start marketing. Actually, I realized that it becomes scary when you have so much information and you don't know where to start. Actually, too much information, it doesn't help you. And then when I joined Digital last year, I realized that clinics go exactly through the same problem. They jungle all this many hats and balls in the air, and they have to, go from saving pets to figure out the latest hashtag on Instagram, and nobody can do that in the same day. So together with David, we are trying to show you that with free tools and just a little bit of time, you can get marketing started and have a base for this. David?
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. I'm David Mendocino. I've been with Digital for about 3-4 months now. I actually come from the clinic side of things. I was pretty much in the clinics for 15 plus years, ranging from, the kid outside picking up poop to working myself up to working with an internist and being an HM and living these problems and figuring out how best to reach our communities. And as far as like academics, I come from a marketing background, but I've always done it on the scale of veterinary practices and seeing it in real time and of course reacting and evolving as our clients need us to.
Great. So let's get started. We have an agenda. We're gonna quickly go about, let you know what Digital is, because most of you haven't heard of Digital before. Then we are gonna start the first part, which is building a brand. And then David will cover the online presence. Good. So about Digital, we are all-in-one cloud veterinary practice and software. And when we say all-in-one, we actually mean it because from one screen, you can manage your an end-to-end patient visit. Everyone from the clinic can see on the flow board the status of all the patients. During the visit, you can see an overview of the patient timeline, all the visit, what happened, all the records. And even after they go home, they can log into the pet parent app, and then they can see the discharge note. They can communicate with you through chat and telemedicine, and even access articles and learn more about pet care. So, and also, this is Digital in a nutshell, and we wanted to show you that we are a truly global company. We work with clinics all over the world, and we are very, very proud to be helping them take care of pets and offer better health services for their clients. Good. That was Digital, and now we are going to start our topic about marketing. And the first thing is the brand. And of course, probably the first question you have when building a brand is, or thinking about the brand, you say, oh, I'm a small practice. Why do I need a brand? Only the big companies have brand. They have a lot of money for branding. They can hire an agency. I can't think about the brand. And I'm here to tell you, of course, you don't have to spend a lot of money, and you will not have the great big brands image. However, you can do very small things easy with free online tools that will help you tremendously. Like the effort you put in to build a brand and the results you're gonna get are definitely worth it. So when you have a brand, basically you communicate the same way, you use the same visual cues, will definitely make sure that your message gets delivered easily. You will build credibility through your in the marketplace for potential or current clients, and also it will create a better connection with them, so they recognize you. When you communicate something on social media, they see your brand and they know, oh, it's the clinic I'm going to or I'm planning to go to. Not only, and the brand will not only help you with the outside image, but also inside. So for example, when you start out and you're the only one doing everything, messaging, posting on social media, you somehow have a tone of voice and a way of saying things. But then slowly, when you start adding new people in the team, if you have a brand, it might be much easier to communicate, hey, this is the style that we are going to go with. And then basically the whole idea is to make the clients feel like it doesn't matter who they talk with from the clinic, they get exactly the same feeling. So in the next few slides, I'm going to show you the few elements that are quite easy to build a brand, and that's the basics. Okay, so the first one is practice name. You probably have already a practice name, but we are here 101 basic marketing. We're going to start with the first one, practice name. Few obvious guidelines. You need to make sure that the name is easy to remember, easy to pronounce. And here on the right side, we have, let's say, a bad example. You should not go with just veterinary clinic. And because if you can imagine, if someone searches for you on Google or any other website, that when they are searching for a new clinic, and then they search for veterinary clinic and multiple clinics are named the same, how they gonna pick? So you need to make sure that you have at least something that it's different from all of the other clinics in the area. One idea, you can localize, use neighborhood, use street name, use maybe a known landmark. You can also go with specialty or your doctor name. Here, think long-term. If you want to add more doctors, or if you're going to change your specialty, might not actually fit, the name might not fit well, and then it's harder to change afterwards. You can also convey a feeling like happy pets, calm puppies. And this is already bringing some feeling to the potential clients. They know, oh, they happy pets. So that means it's a pet. If I go to this clinic, my pet will be happy, and they dare not be afraid of going to the vet. Good. So as I said already, first of all, when you decide, make sure that the clinics around you don't sound similar, because then again, it will make your clients' job harder to figure out which clinic they are searching for. Also, check if the domain is available. Domain means the actual website address. So if you pick something that's already used, and then another clinic in another country or in another state uses the same name, then you will have to somehow adapt, and then again, it will be harder for your clients to find you. So pick few names and then check if they are available on the domain. And of course, Google is your friend, so always Google inspiration. Like the first website that I link here has around few hundreds names. Just read through that. It will give you some inspiration. Maybe you combine from one word, from one idea, you take one word, and then from another idea, you take another word, but it will help you figure out the name. But make sure that it's different than all the other practices around you, so then clients can recognize you. Good. The second brand part, which probably it's even scarier than picking the name, is picking a brand colors. And I don't know about you, but I have no idea how to combine colors. Like, yeah, I can look at something and I can say I like it or I don't like it, but I have no idea about color theory or anything like this. But then again, everything can be Googled. So, and then you can even go directly with searching on Pinterest or on Google for clinic color scheme, waiting room color combination, and it will start giving you some ideas. So here is one simple example. It uses oranges, it uses brown and gray. So you might actually think this is something that you like, and you're gonna pick this as your color palette. This is a really easy way to brand yourself as a very professional and trustworthy, because if you use the same color on your logo or on your website, on all the content and social media, offline and online content, your waiting room have the same color and the same, you send the same feeling, basically your client and potential client will start associating those colors to you, and then will find you. The classic example, the yellow from IKEA, let's say, the blue and yellow from IKEA, everyone knows those. You don't need to see the logo, you recognize the colors. So, and even if you don't like the colors, for example, you can go start with the feeling. So here is a very quick, of course, there are a lot of other colors, but here is a quick idea of what colors mean. So if you want to send more of a fresh nature feeling, you can go with green. If you are fun, you want to feel the client, they're having fun coming to the vet, you can go with orange, or more professional with purple or even black. So, and to give you an example how easy it is to find this color palette, I just literally Google veterinary color scheme, see there are so many examples online, and then it shows you the picture to see how it looks like, and then the colors that are part of this. And you can also do the other way around. Let's say I like green, I want the idea of fresh, so you can even go with green color palette, and you will get so many ideas. Probably it will be hard to pick them, to pick one, but just go with the gut feeling. Imagine that you will see them every day, and if you also use this as a colors for your waiting room, you will see them every day. So they make sure that you like them, and they send the feeling that you want to send to your clients. Okay, good. So you pick the colors, and David will also in the next slides will show you where to use it, but the first use will be the logo. So there are so many logo generator websites for free, so you don't need to be a designer, you don't need to know anything about this, you just need to find something that you like using these free tools. Two prerequisites: make sure that you have already your name, and then you have your decided color palette, because you need to use them. And then just Google logo generator for website, or free logo generator, or any combination of this, and then just use it. And I do have here an example. I just picked one randomly, and I named my clinic Compose, and I'll show you how easy it is to create a logo. So I put the name. I put my industry in, and then I say I want icon and text. You can also go with text only.
Laura, did you want them to see this?
Sorry?
Did you want to share the screen with that?
I'm not sharing.
So we see the presentation right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's why I was like, oh.
Thank you for letting me know.
You're very welcome.
Does this work? No. Okay, let's try again. Sorry. How about now?
Yep, all good now.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I was actually showing you how easy it is to find color scheme. So that's two slides before, and this was one slide before when I was showing you a lot of green palettes. Sorry for the technical glitch. Okay, good. So we go to logos. As you can see already, there are so many ideas, and I literally just put my name, compose, I said the keywords veterinary, and then I have this many ideas that we can pick. Let's say we like this little kitty, and what's good thing here is that it already lets us change the colors. So this is where the color palette comes into help, because you don't have to think again, oh, do I like this yellow? I'm not sure. You don't have to think, because you already picked one of the color palettes that you like. Let's say we go with this green. You already have the color codes here. So always this color codes are exactly this shade of green. So I'm gonna make my logo exactly the colors that I decided already. So this is my green. I'll probably try to get rid of this yellow if I figure out how. Okay, here you go. And then I already have my green. Maybe this one will be a combination. Maybe I go with the lighter green. Here we go. Okay, probably this is not the best design ever. However, it will show you how easy it is to generate a logo in literally 2 minutes. And here you go. It looks like a child. It probably looks like I've created this logo. But it was super easy. And also you use the colors. So it's already the first place you use the brand colors. Good. Now, you see my presentation, yes? Yeah, okay, good. So that was the logo. So now we already have a name, we have a color palette, and we have a logo. The last piece of the brand puzzle will be the tone of voice. And probably most of you are wondering, what is actually a tone of voice and why do I need it? This is when you decide how you want to communicate with your clients, because you can go very formal, you can go casual, you can be very funny, or you can go more towards serious. You can be more enthusiastic, or you can go into more matter-of-fact numbers, KPIs, strict to the point. Why is this important? And this comes together with the first part I said, if you decide and then you communicate with all your team that this is the way they communicate, you will create a very good client experience, because whoever they talk within your team, they will get exactly the same feeling. Like, because then if some of you decides to be lighthearted and funny and make the client feel welcome, and then some of the team members didn't realize that this is the direction and they are very serious, they will create a disconnect in the way you communicate with your client. And also that will be very easy if if you decide this upfront, then it will be very easy for you to decide, do I put on social media a joke, a haha joke? No, because I decided I want to be more matter of fact and serious. So I'm going to put some statistics or some straight to the point advice on how to take care of a pet. So deciding all of this upfront, every time you think, whoa, I don't know what to do, I need help, you go back to what you decided and just follow the rules. And that will help you tremendously, because you will end up definitely in a point of, I don't know what I'm doing here. Always go back to what you decided first. Good. So now we take a very, very short Q&A break to give now the presentation to David. So if you have any questions about the brand, any feedback, or anything that you want to share with us, you can do this in the next minute.
We did have a question. It was, what if we choose a name that someone already has used overseas? In this example, they used Happy Cats. They're located in Australia, but there is some Happy Cats in the States, in the United States, that has not only the name, but a webpage associated with it.
Okay, so I think if it's a different region, it's still fine, because usually on every time you Google or use any other website that clients search for your name, they will get localized results. So as long as you're not in the same city or area, you'll be fine. You'll be the only one. If you already have the name established, so you can't change, then maybe try to find a domain that's very similar, maybe with a minus in between the words, or with an S at the end, or something that's somehow similar. It's not, yeah, of course, it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah. Okay, hope that answered the questions. Yes, I saw another question. What is the name for the color palette? Basically, I Googled green color palette, and I picked one that I liked. Or you can even search for color palette generator, where you can start with one color and then they will recommend you similar color. Yes, but if you're referring to a specific color palette that I showed, please let me know, Samantha, and then I can put in the chat the name. Chantal, yes, of course, you can also be playful and serious at the same time. Yes, you can. Yes, you can put some jokes and then go with stats, but try not to mix it up a lot, and maybe yeah, make sure that the team is not completely on different opposite sides. Someone is only funny and someone is only serious. This, I guess, very big differences between this, but of course you can put a joke and then on social media and then some serious stats. Of course, that's not mixed messages. I was more into completely different sides and completely confusing. Hope that answered your question. If not, we can still talk on the chat, or we have another Q&A at the end. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
David.
Did I successfully steal the screen?
Yes.
All right, sweet. So we jump into kind of, yes, we have our brands, our voice now. Now the big thing is kind of, what do we do with it? Why are we even doing this? So your online presence, like this is more or less, think of your hospital, but we're splashing it on the internet. We're putting it on the internet. So we want the same like feelings, the same kind of trust. We want that to be where our clients are. And with clients, for the most part, the stat says 76% of the time, they're searching online for 4 clinics in their area before they even, make the trip to you. So it's always one of those things where we have our brand, but we want to not only attract new clients, but we want that voice, that brand to be there too. Not only do we do that with our website, but we also do that with our social media. We do that with our emails. So those, and there's way more to it than just that, but that's kind of the big 3 that if you're going to put some effort into it, so let's focus there. And then, so first step, website. There's kind of, where do you start? What's the ways of even creating that website? Of course, you can go to the route of looking for an agency or a freelancer. Of course, we'll jump to the next slide. That's going to take a little bit more, well, not take a little bit more, just make sure you find the right fit. And then option 2 would be your, what I call do-it-yourself, your DIY tools. So those are going to be like the stuff that lets you kind of piece stuff together. So with option 1, your agency or your freelancer, of course, if you have somebody that you already know that's already good at making websites, then lucky, you got really lucky. But there's always, of course, Google, you can always search, or if you have any personal recommendations, that's going to be big for finding someone that you can trust, looking through their profile, because most of these agencies or even freelancers are going to have, they're going to have portfolios. They're going to want you to see their work. And then if you see the work and it kind of fits with your vision, with your brand and your voice, then you may have found your person. Of course, that's when you start your conversation and see if the person matches the profile, if they match your fit, if they're fitting with the vision that you have for your online presence. Because that's, at the end of the day, that's going to be the thing that the client sees first. And whatever feelings we can portray right out of the gate, then, that's one victory we have out of many. And of course, you get down to pricing and building out your clauses, how many edits you can get, how, if that even fits into what you're looking for. And then, of course, I call examples, which is going to be what inspires you, what things do you like, what things you more or less want to steal from other websites that you've seen that are like, I like this idea, I want to use this and make it my own. So that's one route we can go for making a website. Option 2 is going to be your do-it-yourself models, your more or less your module online builds. And these have gotten way easier. I know when I first joined with my internist, it was like a decade ago. She was fresh in the sense that she was mobile and she didn't really have an online presence. She was just focused purely on referral. So she didn't have any online presence. So we built our website up together and we did it on our own. I think we ended up using Weebly at the time, just because Weebly's generally more of a lower cost one, but it's the same idea as Squarespace, WordPress, and Wix. Like those are the big guys, but they're very easy. They're very easy to connect together the way you want. Of course, you can just build it, like have a template there, and of course, use your inspirations to build out those templates. But these tools have gotten way easier and friendlier to use. So that's kind of your option 2 for building out your websites. Of course, now that you have your who's building that website, whether that's the DIY or an agency, you have to focus on, of course, our core pages. You, of course, have your landing page or your home page. This is going to be your pretty much where you want to make your impression. Like you want to come off warm and trustworthy. It's always that like family community vibe that I always think that you want to have, but you also want that nice touch of professionalism that they can trust you. Your about us section is going to be introducing your staff. This is where you get a good chance of not only using your brand colors all over your website, but also kind of showing off who you are, telling your story, what makes you unique and special. This is kind of where you can show that off and be proud of what you have accomplished and what you bring to the community. Of course, services, they got to know what you do. You don't want them to look all over the place to figure out what do you even do. So making those easily available. Same with your contact details. If they can't find you or get a hold of you, then you might also say this website's a waste of time, because you want them to get the warm feeling, but then move forward and meet you and have that professional, have that warm feeling that's online, but then have the actual warm feeling at the hospital. booking page makes it super easy. You know, you're not always open to take appointments, and hopefully, you know, if you have that online booking page, then you don't even have to worry about doing that work. And that's, of course, less phone calls, which is, at the end of the day, making things way easier in the hospital level. And then online store, if that's something that's in your workflow, having that available, having someone able to make purchases online or have that connection makes, you know, revenue go up. So if that's part of your workflow, make sure it's part of your website. Speaking of websites and online booking, I can't go any further without at least showing off a little bit. So this would be online booking with Digital, and of course we have the app, especially with, you know, almost half, a little over half coming on from mobile. So that's a good asset to have. And then of course appointments being made while you're not even open. So having that online booking, having that there and available when you're not open, or even when you are and you don't want those phone calls, it's always a wonderful asset to have. Then of course, the dreaded reviews. Reviews are kind of your best friends and your worst enemies. So I always say lean into them. This was actually my last 2 years. I was as an assistant hospital manager, and always something that was scared me at first, but then I started to enjoy the challenge of it. So your online listings, those are your big three: Google, Facebook, Yelp. I kind of think of your review sites as the same as your social media. Like, focus your attention. It's not worth your time chasing all the small review sites. So whether you have something local, that's where, you know, your community goes to, focus on that if you have something local like that. Other than that, make sure your review sites are accurate. Make sure they represent your hospital in the sense of it has your time that you're open, has the right location, has the right phone number. Your reviews are important because they more or less, people are searching for reviews before they ever show up at your door. So having those reviews there, and using that 10% of your clients that love you and asking them for reviews, that's important. Don't ever be afraid to ask for reviews. I've had some incentives put behind it. When I was in the hospitals, we would put like a $10 off thing if they gave us a review. And then clients that love you, they're going to give you a review, and they're going to be like the most authentic reviews ever. So find that 10% that love you and ask them. They're going to do it, but you can't get reviews unless you ask. And then, of course, those dreaded negatives. Do not be afraid of your negative reviews. Lean into them, reach out to them quickly, be professional, and please, please, please do not argue, especially online or in email. You want to, you know, be that professional person, be that, I'm sorry you had this experience, please reach out to me. The last thing you want to do is leave those negative reviews wide open without any kind of public response. So that's, I guess, the biggest thing with reviews is ask for them and don't be afraid of your negatives. And then social media, we could probably have an entire webinar on this alone. There's a lot to social media. Social media is a must, especially for online presence, especially nowadays. But the big thing is, remember, is that you don't have to be on all of them. You don't even have to be on 2 of them if you don't want to. This, like reviews, is you want to focus at being good at least one of them. Of course, don't be afraid to experiment as long as you stay with your voice, with your brand, as long as that's all synced across. And if you can figure out where your clients are, I'm not going to say they're going to be Facebook. They may be Facebook alone. You know, it's going to be better to be where they are. So the key here is it's a must. You don't have to do all of them. Just be good at one of them. And if it aligns with where your clients are, that's even better. Of course, image, video, those are going to do the best. I will jump into Canva just to show it off because it's super easy to use. If you haven't heard of it, it makes creating content super easy. And I've spent too much time on Canva. This presentation was made in Canva, but it's super easy to use and it's free templates. Of course, if you want to go into the pay scale, you can, but you can get it free, you can get it, and it's very user friendly. The goal of social media, of course, is to nurture and build that community of clients online in a space where you can, show off what you do, show off your staff, show off kind of your services and kind of why you're proud of. Of course, you can do the fun like stuff celebrating holidays. My personal favorite was always like share the most recent picture of your pet, or like doing a contest or a quiz, like those, anything that you ask them a question to have them engage is usually the best way to do it, and stay consistent with your posting. Of course, you don't have to worry about boosting. You're better off just staying, nice and organic, and just stay consistent, and, be responsive and engaging with them. That gives you a chance to reach out to them when you're not in the hospital. Just gives you more place to show off who you are. So that's always like, I always love social media just because it lets you reach out from the hospital and be more than just a place where they get that compassion and care. And I guess like we can jump over to Canva. We can just throw up a quick template. So let's see if I can do this easily. Okay. Laura, can we see this okay? Yeah, okay, sweet. So this is Canva. Hopefully some of you have heard of it already. I spent too much time here, but usually this is kind of your home screen. So if I just wanted to throw something quick and easy together, I can just go to social media. It's going to give us nice templates. And then down here, you'll see kind of examples of your different kind of social media platforms. So I'll just use this Instagram post square. Of course, we're just creating a blank, but now it's going to give us the most upcoming kind of holidays. So I guess there's a National Pancake Holiday coming up, but if we wanted to search up pets, this will kind of give you those templates for pets. I'll just use this one since it's loud and it's screaming at me. So you could use this too if it was like dental month and you had a discounted for dentals. You could just easily throw this on here. I think I may have stolen. I did. So this was the logo that Laura made. It's beautiful, no judgment. So we'll just crop it up a little bit just so it fits. And I'm just doing a rough example just to kind of show you how easy this is. And you could just throw this in a bottom corner or a top corner. And then you could change this to Happy Dental Month and kind of show off what's part of that dental. You could have a phone number here, as well as your call to action. So you want your clients to move forward. So this is kind of a quick, easy way to do something. Of course, there's hundreds of templates and you could search anything, but that's just kind of a quick little rundown on what's available out there, especially as Canva's over the years gotten even more unique, and you can even make like little GIFs where it's like an animated video. So that's gotten very easy to work with. Just a quick example, just kind of show that off. And I guess that leads us into a second round of questions, if we have any out there.
Until we get the questions, I will say again, when you use Canva, it's very easy. Click on the colors. You will get a square with the color that's already used, and then you can change it with the color palette that you already decided. So again, it's very easy. You don't when you don't know what to design, go back to your color palette, and that will be nice, because then you will get this nice feeling that's like a professional profile on social media, using the same kind of colors, the same kind of design. So that will make it super easy for you. And we actually want to challenge you to use Canva and try the template. It's super easy. I don't know if Madalina wants to say something, but she already, I already explained to her Canva, and I saw she's part of the webinar, and she already posted something probably the next day. So definitely try it out.
I think she's trying to share.
Yes. Madalina, if you're trying to say something, we can't hear you. Okay, anyway, while we wait for Madalena, please, if you have any other questions, if you have suggestions, if there is anything that we presented that you would be interested in learning more, so we can do a follow-up webinar more in towards, for example, social media or yep. So we have the first question. Should you only use the same animal for your post, like your own pet, or random ones, okay, for those Canva posts?
I would use pets that are in your hospital. I would use, because if you're using your own pet, that lets you show off like the staff's pet, or if you're even using a client's pet, make sure, of course, to get the AOK from the client. But a client seeing their own pet on your Facebook is way more impactful than seeing a random like Photoshop one. So if it's, especially if you're showing your own pets and being like, this is my, like, this is my kid, and then showing off, you know, clinic pets, like definitely more realistic, personal is gonna be better than some stock photo.
In case you don't have enough pictures and you can start with, actually Canva has a lot of pictures with animals. David, if you still have Canva open, maybe you want to share how easy it is to find not just animated templates, but drawings, but you can actually put pictures with cats and dogs. So if you don't have enough pictures, you can start with you can definitely start with those. So if David want to share.
Yeah, I can share that. And then if you want any tips for registering a website with Google?
Just to make sure that I understand the question, you mean your location? It's like Google My Business, or actually you have your website and you want to Google to find it, or like people to find it on Google?
I'm waiting for clarification.
Okay. So your one website for Google to find on searches. So do you have already the domain and do you have the website live? Okay, good. Then normally if you use the template and you have all of this, like you use the word veterinary clinic, and then you have your location and everything, Google should slowly find you out and start showing you in the results. There are some ways of making sure Google sees you faster. However, that will be a bit more advanced. We have your email, so we can share with you a follow-up advice on how to convince Google to show your website a bit faster.
Yeah.
And if anyone else wants to receive this guide, let me know and I can send it.
Yeah. And then in Canva, if you were to look for, like we're in Elements over here on the left side, you can go straight to photos. So it's looking at all the things. Graphics, of course, going to be like these guys, or you can go to photos. And of course, search dog under photos. Anything that has this little crown is going to be part of that pay model, but you can get these free photos here, for example. But you can loop these in. But again, you have these here, but I'm always going to recommend going for something authentic.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like I have more interest in
Sure.
in Google searches, which I mean I would too.
Okay. Just few more seconds for any questions. Again, we are very open to feedback and suggestions for any other topics. So please share anything that you want to learn, not necessarily marketing related, anything that you would like to. We, as you probably know, we have colleagues that are vet techs that work in the clinic, so they can help you with this. Practice managers, so management advice. And if we don't have anyone that knows, we can find that topic, we can invite someone to speak with us. So any suggestion, please. So we have a question of the benefit of local flyers and old school advertising. I would say yes.
Yeah.
Even if I come from online marketing, and I would definitely say in this case, local flyers will work because, again, you are part of the community. You want to integrate in that community, and putting flyers in the mailbox will definitely, around your area, will definitely get right on target. So we can suggest maybe organize an event or something. Yeah, okay. Marina also recommended a standard community market. Exactly. Be part of the community. Let the community know that you are new, that they can trust you, that you want to be part of the community, and they will come to you. I was just saying, on the flyers, the best advice I have is either organize an event, organize some competition, so give them a reason to come. Either an open doors day or free checkup for, I don't know, puppies or kittens, or make something that it's worth talking about it. And then, yes, and that will definitely work. David, do you have any other advice?
I don't, yeah, I'd add on, if there's like a school in your community, don't be afraid to be part of their brochures, part of their, I always think of like football games, of course, because I'm in the Southeast. Like being in their programs, or even if you have apartments near you and they're pet friendly apartments, being part of that welcome kit, like having some flyers or little handouts that's part of that welcome kits. That's a good way to, you already know they're going to live there. And if it's a pet friendly apartment, then you already know that there's potential that that's a new client. So be involved in community. If there's 4th of July events, get something small together, do things with the community for sure.
Yes, and we also seen some of our clients participating in newspaper competitions, like the top businesses in that city. That's kind of a tangent of old school advertising, like the flyers, but it's part of the old school advertising. So again, try to get as much exposure into very local publications. Okay. Next question. How difficult is rebranding? Based on what's being said today, I might make some changes to current brand. Just wondering how well this is received by clients. First of all, I would say, wow, we convinced you to make some changes, and that's nice. I would say take a minute to think, because you can't just rebrand and rebrand and rebrand. So take a minute to decide exactly what you want to, what direction you want to go. And I think you can make it as an opportunity to get again in front of your clients or potential clients with, hey, we are the same person, but we want like new logo, new face, new colors. So it's a good, you basically have a reason to promote yourself again to the people around you. And as long as you, and I'm pretty sure you're going to improve for better, they will definitely be happy to discover. And also if you give it like a more modern feeling, again, new client, you'll attract new clients, or the clients will be happy that you're keeping up with the trends. And so on. So I think it's a good idea. Take a minute to think exactly what you want to do, and then use it as an opportunity to promote yourself again. So yeah, David, any advice here?
That's perfect. I mean, I just find something you like and stick to it. You don't want to keep changing. You want to, at least if you're considering rebranding or you are rebranding, just make sure that it's something that you want to be, that be your thing for a long time. So then the clients don't have to try again to remember who you are.
Exactly. And the next question is house visits only vet. Is there anything marketing wise you would do different, other ideas? Okay, good question. So let me think. First of all, we already discussed about the flyers and old school marketing. So definitely the areas that you cover, make sure they know about you. Also, if you have a website, make sure that you mention that you are a house visit, so they know already that this is your niche. Again, when you register for Google My Business, Yelp, Facebook, make sure in your name you have house visits. That, first of all, give the ideas those who search for house visit, they know, okay, this is the person I'm looking for, but also will save you sometimes from calls from other people that actually they want to come into the practice. And then they will basically, you will lose time answering the phone and saying, no, I do only house calls. Okay, thank you, bye. So it gives the right idea to those who search you, and then keeps away those who search for something else. Okay, so we talked about flyers, we talked about the website and local, the comparison website. Anything, David?
I mean, with at least the house calls, I almost think there should be more pressure on your website, since they don't have a physical place to go to. So make sure that you have your locations that you service pretty much on your homepage, because that's going to help when people come searching for that as well. So just make sure that your website completely represents you.
Yeah. You can also go offline, can be events. Also, and this is not more house visit only, can be referrals. So you encourage your current clients to bring their friends, and then you give them something in return. Yeah. That's what we have from our top of the minds, but we will think about it, and then if we have more ideas, we can write something up in our blog or a newsletter.
Yeah.
Good. I do think that's all. Everyone, you have our emails. We're gonna send you the recording, so you will have our emails. Any questions, also per email, we're happy to answer. And again, we're waiting for suggestions on what else. Oh, okay. I was thinking that it's 10 p.m. on my time, but Chantal woke up at 5 a.m. for us. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so yeah, suggestion and whatever other topics you want us to cover, we are here, happy to share everything that we know.
And if those ideas pop up afterwards, don't be shy about emailing us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.